Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for the class. Today, we'll be going to discuss another important concept which is known as addressing modes. So, in the last class, we have seen addressing modes, like what are the different addressing modes we are having and how they are going to be accessed and what is an addressing mode, everything we have seen in the last class. And today, what we are going to see is with a numerical example, we'll be going to see how they affect the memory, how they are going to take from the memory, how they are going to take from the resistors. So everything we'll be going to see in the today's class, right? So this addressing modes with a numerical example is very important question. These two are not separate questions. Actually, this is a single question, that is addressing modes with the numerical example. Explain different addressing modes with numerical example. This is a direct 12 marks question which will be repeated in many of the previous question papers, right? So today we'll be going to discuss these addressing modes with a numerical example, fine. So in the last class we have seen what are different addressing modes we are having, fine, like implied addressing mode or implicit addressing mode, and next one is immediate addressing mode. So like we have seen different addressing modes, so how they are going to affect the memory, that we will be going to see in this today's class. Fine. So, what do you mean by an implicit addressing mode? As I have said you before, so implicit addressing mode is nothing but implicitly. Implicitly, in the sense like we need not specify any addressing mode. So, by default, it is going to take the accumulator. Fine, accumulator as an implicit addressing mode. Suppose here in the last class, I have said you that for this implicit addressing mode, like I have given you an example of like CMA. CMA is nothing but complement accumulator. So we are not saying anything directly. We are not specifying any address. We are not specifying any address over here. So when we recollect the instruction format, like we in the instruction format we are going to have three fields, right? What are the three fields? Mode field, opcode field, and the address or operand field, right? So I'll be going to draw it again. So this is the instruction format. Instruction format is divided into three. The first one is the mode field, next one is the opcode field, and next one is the address or operand field, fine. Like either here we can specify the address where the data has been stored, or we can directly specify the operand. Operand is nothing but data, and here you have to know the term effective address. So effective address is nothing but where actual data has stored, where the operand or data has stored, that address we call it as an effective address, fine. This is very important when we are going through this numerical example. So in this numerical example, what we are going to do is we'll be going to see different addressing modes and what is the effective address of that particular addressing mode and what are the contents of the accumulator. So everything we'll be going to see in the numerical example. And let me tell you, here another important thing is program counter. So what is the task of the program counter? PC is nothing but program counter. So what is the task of the program counter is, this program counter is used to store the address of the next instruction. So it is used to store the address of next instruction. So suppose this is the memory location. Here this one is 201, 202 and 203. Now the CPU is currently executing this instruction. So CPU is currently executing is this instruction, in the sense program counter is going to hold the next instruction, that is 202 is going to be hold. Suppose CPU complete this 201 and CPU has jumped to 202. Then the program counter address will be 203. So it is going to give the next instruction to the CPU. If the program counter was not there, CPU has to think which instruction has to be done next. So in order to overcome that difficulty, we are maintaining one register. That register name is program counter. What the program counter is going to do is, it is going to store the address of the next instruction and it is going to give to the processor. So that is the importance of program counter. So here we have done with the two things. The first one is the effective address. Effective address is nothing but where the actual data has stored, where the actual data has stored. So that address, suppose here the data is 8. So the effective address is 202. Why? Because in 202 the 8 has been stored. So what is an effective address? What is the direct address, indirect address? Everything we'll be going to see in this numerical example. Fine. So these are the different addressing modes we are having: implied mode, immediate mode. Immediate mode in the sense what I have said here, instead of giving the address, we are directly giving the data. So what the example I have done? Add 10. Add 10 in the sense add is an opcode. What is the operation to be done? Opcode. And 10 is the data. So here if we have performed add 10, this 10 will be added to the contents of the accumulator and the result is again stored back in the accumulator. This accumulator is going to be updated for each and every instruction. So direct addressing mode in the sense here, instead of giving the data, we are specifying the here 202 is the address, right? Here we are going to specify 202. So this is the direct addressing. Indirect addressing here, direct addressing in the sense 202. Indirect in the sense here we will be going to have the address 800. Again we have to go for 800 address. Suppose this is the 800 address, then here we will be going to get the data. So this is indirect. If we are going to talk regarding the memory, so direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode. If you are going to talk regarding the resistors, resistor direct addressing mode and resistor indirect addressing mode. And next we will be going to have the a relative addressing mode. So what do you mean by a relative addressing mode here? The contents of the program counter is added to the address part of the instruction in order to get the effective address. Fine. So that is the relative addressing mode. And indexed addressing mode is here also the effective address stored in the memory. Here, when the indirect address in the sense XR is going to added with the contents of the PC, so that is indexed addressing mode. So these are the different addressing modes we'll be going to see in this class today. Fine. Here, the same register addressing mode in the sense the operator resides in the CPU. Indirect in the sense two times we have to refer to the memory. Auto increment in the sense like a pre-increment is going to be done. First it will be incremented and then first it will be accessed and then it will be incremented. Auto decrement in the sense first it will be decremented and then it will be going to be there. Indirect relative addressing in the sense contents of program counter added to the address part of the instruction. And indexed addressing mode in the sense contents of the index register. So index register we call it as an XR register. Index register is going to be denoted with XR register. And base register addressing mode in the sense here the base register contents is added to the address part in order to get the effective address. Fine. These are the different addressing modes we are having. So this is the numerical example. Here these are the addresses over here. These are the addresses and here these are the memory locations. So here how many memory locations are there? In some the data is there, in some the address is specified. Here PC is the program counter. PC stands for program counter. So I have said you before, program counter is used to store the address of the next instruction, and R1 is the register, XR is the index register, and AC is the accumulator. Fine. These are the contents. So here what we'll be going to see is we'll be going to take a different addressing modes, and we'll be going to see how these addressing modes are going to work. So we are having a different addressing modes, and we'll be going to see uh, how these addressing modes are going to work with the numerical example. And first and the foremost addressing mode is, what is the first and the foremost addressing mode? The first and the foremost addressing mode is a implicit addressing mode. So implicit addressing mode or implied addressing mode. So implicit or implied in the sense, here we'll be going to uh, take it directly. We'll be going to specify it directly. We are not going to wait for the any sort of addresses. So here I have given you the complement. So complement accumulator. So directly it is going to complement the contents of the accumulator. We need not going to be wait for any sort of instruction or any sort of addresses. We are not going to give any sort of addresses. So directly we are going to complement the contents of the accumulator, right? So that is the implicit addressing mode. And when it comes to the uh, uh, immediate addressing mode, so immediate addressing mode in the sense, here immediately we are going to specify the address. Fine. Here I will be going to show you. So we will be going to calculate from the immediate addressing mode. So immediate addressing mode in the sense, the instruction contains the operand instead of address. Fine. So here the when we are going to see the this diagram, so I'll be going to write over here. The first one is immediate addressing mode. So immediate addressing mode. So immediate addressing mode in the sense, the instruction contains the address but not the operand. Fine. So immediately we are going to specify the address but not the operand. So here now when we are going to have the address called 500. So if it is an immediate instruction, this 500 becomes an operand. So then the contents of the accumulator will be 500. So here the contents of the accumulator will be, for immediate addressing mode, the content of the accumulator will be 500. Fine. So it is located in which location? Then it is located in 201 address location. So then the effective address will be 201. Fine. Then register addressing mode. Register addressing mode means the corresponding register contains the content of the accumulator. Fine. Here, if you take this example, here we are having the register R1. R1 contains 400. This 400 will becomes the content of the accumulator. So, here the address of the R1 is not specified. So, here the content of the address will be, accumulator will be 400, and here the address is not specified. So, that is the register addressing mode. Next, and next one is register indirect addressing mode. So second one we have done with the register addressing mode, and the third one is register indirect addressing mode. So when we are talking regarding this register addressing, here the register contains the effective address. So we have to go to the effective address in order to determine the operand. If you take this example, here this R1 contains 400. This 400 will contains the effective address. So we have to go to the 400 in order to determine the operand or contents of the memory location. Here in 400 we have 700. Here this 700 will be the contents of the accumulator, and 400 will be the effective address. So register indirect address, here the register contains, so here this 700 will be the contents of the accumulator, here 400 is the effective address. Auto increment. Auto increment is similar to register indirect addressing mode. Here the only difference is it follows post increment. So post increment in the sense, first it will increment and then it will access. Fine. So here 401 in the sense, we'll be going to access this 401 first and then we'll be going to increment it later. Fine. So auto increment addressing follows post increment. Fine. So auto increment is post increment. First the content will be accessed and then increment. Here what is the content? The content in the register is 400 and then it will be accessed. So here what is the content we are having? We are having the effective address is 400. In 400 what we are having? 700. After that the incrementation will be done. Auto decrement addressing mode. So auto decrement addressing mode is also similar to register indirect addressing mode. That means we have a register, that register contains the effective address and that is going to be decremented. Auto decrement follows pre-decrement. So decrement means pre-decrement. Pre-decrement in the sense, first it will be going to decrement, so and then it will be accessed. Here the contents of the register is 400. Now the 400 will be the effective address. So here first we are going to decrement, then 400 means it is going to decremented by 399. So what is there in 399 memory location? We are going to have the 450. So here we will be going to write the 450, that is the contents of the accumulator. Next one is direct addressing mode. Direct addressing mode means the instruction contains the address. That address becomes the effective address. If you go to that effective address, then we will be going to get the operand or the content of the accumulator. Here in this address, what is the address? Here the address will be the 500. This 500 will be the effective address. So we have to go to the 500 in order to determine the operand or the contents of the accumulator. Fine. Here the effective address is 500 and the contents of the accumulator is 800. So the effective address is 500 and the contents of the accumulator is 800. Got it? So direct addressing in the sense, here the address is going to contain the address. This is the effective address. If you go to that effective address, we will be going to get the data. Here next one is indirect addressing mode. So indirect addressing mode in the sense, the instruction contains the address. If you go to that address, then we will be going to get the effective address. So this here the instruction contains the address, that address is not the effective address. So we have to go to 500 memory location. So in 500 we are going to have the 800. This 800 will be the effective address. So then go to 800, we will be going to have the operand. So this is the contents of the accumulator. So when it comes to indirect addressing mode, here the effective address will be 800 and the contents of the accumulator will be 300. So first we have to go 500, and if we are going to 500, then we are going to have the 800. This 800 will be the effective address. If you go to 800, then we will be going to have the contents of the accumulator, that is 300. This is the contents of the accumulator. And next one is relative addressing mode. So here we'll be going to first we'll be going with relative addressing mode. So when we are going to talk with this relative addressing mode means here the contents of the program counter is added with the address field in order to get the effective address. Fine. What is the contents of the program counter over here? 200. Here the first instruction is 200. Now the program counter is pointed to 202. Fine. This program counter contains the next instruction. What is the address of the program counter? 202. Fine. So here the address will be the 500 and the program counter field will be 200. So 500 plus 202, that is equals to 702. Now we have to go to the 702 in order to get the operand or contents of the accumulator. The formula for calculating the address is program counter plus addressing is. So here the program counter value is not 200. Why? Because we have executed 201 and 200. Now the program counter is pointing to 202. So program counter value is 200. Address value is 500. Both will be 702. So here we will be going to have relative addressing mode as here we will be going to have 700 and then we will be going to have what are the contents of the accumulator over here? Here 702 and the contents of the accumulator will be 325. So here 702 and the content of the accumulator will be 325. So that is the relative addressing mode. And then here the base register addressing mode. Here the base register value and the index register value is equals to 100 here. Fine. Here 100 plus 500 is going to be the 600. Fine. Here the contents of the XR is going to be added with the address field. So that is the base indexed addressing mode. That means the contents of XR is going to be added with the address field in order to get the effective address. So what is the contents of the XR? 100 plus address field contents is 500. What is the address? Then it will be 600. Fine. So here this will be going to the 600 and 900. So we will be going to have a 600. This is the effective address and the contents of accumulator will be 900. So here base register is 600 and the contents of the accumulator will be 900. So this is how we will be going to have the different addressing modes with this example. So this is very important when we are going to deal with the addressing modes. Fine. So you have to take it carefully when we are going to deal with this addressing modes. Fine. So let me tell you immediate addressing mode in the sense. So this is the address we are having, right? So here immediately what is the address we have specified? 201. So this is the effective address and what this will be the contents of the accumulator. Fine. So here this contents of the accumulator is 500 and 201 is the effective address. And next one is register addressing mode. So register addressing mode in the sense like we will be going to take the register R1. So here R1 is the register. So here the contents of the register is 400. Here address is not specified. So here the address is not specified and the contents of the accumulator is 400. And register indirect addressing mode. So here the register is containing the effective address. So we have to go to that 400 in order to have the operand. So here 400 is the effective address. So we went to 400. In that 400 we are going to have the data 700. So we are effective address is 400. In that 400 we have the data 700. Next one is auto increment. Auto increment is done with the register. So here uh, auto increment in the sense 400. 400 auto increment means it follows post increment. Increment in the sense it follows post increment. post increment is first the value is accessed and then it will be incremented. So here what is the value in the R1 register? 400. So that value is accessed. And then what are the contents of the 400? 700. See here 400 and then 700. Auto decrement in the sense uh, pre-decrement. Pre-decrement in the sense the contents of the register will be decremented first. That means 400 minus 1, that is 399. So we have to go to the 399 memory location in order to get the contents of the accumulator. So here 399, what are the contents of the accumulator? 450. So 399, 450. And next one is direct addressing mode. So directly we are specifying the address. So here when we are going to specify the direct addressing mode, so what is the address part over here? So this is the effective address. So when we are going to that 500, we will be going to get the operand, or that is data. So here the effective address is 500 and the contents of the accumulator is 800. So the effective address is 500 and the content of accumulator is 800. And next one is indirect addressing mode. So in this indirect addressing mode, see here, so here this direct in the sense 500, we are going to have 800. Indirect addressing in the sense this 800 will be the effective address. So when we have gone to this 800, then we'll be going to get the content of the accumulator. So here 800 will be the effective address and 300 will be the contents of the accumulator. And relative addressing mode, here relative addressing mode is program counter plus address gives the effective address. What is the value of the program counter? So here we have done with these two instructions. Now the value of the program counter is 202 plus the contents of the accumulator is here. What is the contents of the accumulator means, then we will be going to specify the contents of the accumulator right now. Then we will be going to add this to the address part. So here 202 plus what is the address we have over here? 500. That is 702. So this is 702 is the effective address. So we have to go to 702. Then the content of the accumulator will be 325. So 702, the content of the accumulator will be 325. Next one is base register addressing mode. Here the contents of the base register is added with the contents or address part to give the effective address. Here the contents of the base register is 100 and this base register contains 100 is added by the what is the address over here? 500, that is 600. This 600 is the effective address. So effective address in the sense where the data is going to be resided. So we have to go to 600. In that 600 we will be going to have the 900, which is going to be the contents of the accumulator. 600, this is the 900, which is the content of the accumulator. So this is how we will be going to have the accumulator contents to be modified each and every time when we are going to perform an operation. Fine. This is how different addressing modes with the numerical example is going to be done. Don't take it lightly. If you are going to practice that numerical example only, you will be going to know how the addressing modes are going to be accessed. What is the relative? What is an indexed addressing mode? And what are the different things? Everything you will be going to know when you go on practicing that example by seeing this video. So that is an assignment for you. Practice this numerical example by watching this video 1 and 2 times, then you will be going to understand the things very much clearly. And that's all for today's class, students. Have a great day.